I was in a situation a few years ago. I was flying to Washington, D.C. for what at the time was the biggest speaking engagement I had ever been asked to keynote at. 4,000 hospital leaders from hospitals across America. And my flights had been delayed twice, so I was super late. 10 p.m., the flight lands, and as airplane mode comes off, I get a text. Please check your email. We've made some minor changes to your slide deck. I'm like, oh no. I was so nervous already, and I opened up my email, and this is a photo from that event. All of this, they'd taken all of the information off my slides, and all they had left me with was the titles, like that. And I was doing new content. And yes, I could see that they wanted to do this kind of techie, Stranger Things vibe, even though I'm too much of a fraidy cat to ever watch Stranger Things. But apparently that's what the vibe is. And I panicked. I was so tired, I went fully into red mind. And I was just sure, like there was no way I'd be able to do this, no way. My thoughts were what we call a threat mindset. Thoughts like, this is a disaster. I can't do this, it's just way too much. And it's natural to think these things. And then what happens when we think this is those thoughts, those words, trigger a cascade in the body. Feelings of anxiety and fear. It actually shuts down the cognitive part of our brain that makes decisions and is logical. That's why we often feel like we're floating or spinning when we're panicking. We pump out stress hormones, which then constrict our blood vessels, our blood pressure goes up, our heart races, our breathing gets shallow, we don't have enough oxygen, and our muscles get really tense. And this is an appropriate reaction in an emergency, but not while sitting on a plane preparing to give a speech. Now, they have discovered that if we just change the narrative in our heads about a situation and try to find a challenge in it, it shifts everything. And so a way that you can do this is when you catch yourself panicking about something, to go, wait. Have I been through anything like this before? And I'm like, oh yeah. I remember that time. I thought that was going to be a disaster. And it actually turned out okay. Or think about who you could ask for help, or how you might actually learn from what's happening. And when we think this, it sharpens our thinking. Like the cortex, the prefrontal cortex comes back online. And it prepares us to take positive action. And we start to feel hopeful and maybe even a little bit brave. And the heart itself pumps a greater volume, like we become lion-hearted. So for me, on that plane, the first thing, my impulse was I wanted to email them and say, absolutely not, there is no way I am doing this, put back my original slides. But there was part of me that was like, I have a sneaking suspicion, like it dawned on me, I was like, you know what, I think I might need to do this, because those are some pretty sexy looking slides. They were. And it's like, this could be actually really good, like this could actually take me to the next level. And so I came up with a compromise. And I emailed them and I said, okay, but I want to work with the graphic designer and we got to put some of my stuff back in. And so when I got to the venue, I sat down with a graphic designer, we worked with the slides, I got enough stuff on the slides that I felt comfortable, and I slept really well that night. And the next day, I gave one of the best speeches I have ever given. And I would have totally missed out on that, and the wonderful video that I got from it, if I had just said no.